Hey, what's up guys? So just had the news for the 360X. One of my local fish stores got a lot of those units in store. So let me show you what they got. I'm gonna flip the camera. Just look at all those boxes. So I'm going to do a review about it. So let's take a look. But first thing first, in this video I will do the unboxing and I will show the difference between the Kessil A360X with the A360WE and also with the Radion XR15W. I won't go too much in depth because I will create some other video specifically just for that, and they will be really in depth. So just for now, it's just my actual first impression. Alright, so let's open the box. So we got the warranty, we got the sticker logo, and then we got the manual, which have a pretty good illustration and basic instruction also. You can pause the video to read the manual. Alright, so let's jump to the flood resistance. So we got the unit, and right away I can tell you that it feels high quality. So now we got the ventilation on the side. Before it was on the top of the unit, and the dust could like accumulate on the top. So now having this ventilation on the side is pretty good idea, and it seems to be a little bit wider also for the LED. And they add now the USB-C port. So all my stuff are using the USB port. So I'm really happy to see this. And the other thing I noticed, it was actually the knob. Let me tell you, when you just play with them, it feels so much high quality. I was amazed by this. I know you can't really see on the video, but it's just amazing how smooth it is. So let's jump to the power extension, the power cable and the power supply. And then after that we got the anchor, and that's pretty much it for the unboxing. Alright guys, so I'm gonna do some power reading. So there is a 18-inch difference between the power reader and the light. So right now, and the intensity of the light is at 100% and the blue at 100%. So at this distance I have 130-ish. If I go to the side, I have 44. I'm gonna go just way back. I'm not sure you can see. And up in 20 from this distance. Alright. So let's do it with the clear. Add more power value because there's a little bit more light on. So I think almost the same thing. 136. On the side I have 40. Again, pretty much the same thing actually. 40. And if I go to the side, 30. Oh. So at this point I decided to take the light and the Kessil Spectral Controller X, so I can show you guys a little bit more clearly what it does, what are the effects. So I will show you the video. I'll show the new now coloration that you can have with the new A360X, and I will show the moonlight. I will show the effects that you also have. After playing with the Kessil A360X Tuna Blue, I was amazed by how much large the coverage that it have. They really work hard to get a more even part distributed around the aquarium. And every time I was switching the A360X with my old A360WE Tuna Blue, there is some kind of like brightness or contrast or a little bit more higher, especially the brightness. Every time I look at my aquarium, it looked like more bright. The color of the coral pop just a little bit more. So honestly, I consider like the A360WE has like the most natural light that you could have, and the 360X beat that light. So just to show you how much color blending they did, just look at those walls. So on the left you have the A360WE, and on the right you have the 360X. So you can see how much the color blending is just incredible. You can't even see the LED. So this is like a very nice feature. So right after, I took the Kessil A360X Tuna Blue and the Kessil A360WE Tuna Blue to just do a comparison of power reading. So I put it on the corner of my aquarium, and I noticed that right on the center it was a little bit less power, but on the side we gain a significantly bigger power coverage, so it's very wide. Okay, so now let's check the difference between the Kessil A360X and the A360WE Tuna Blue. So the first thing I noticed is, of course, it's a little bit more compact, but it's slightly a little bit more wider. If you have the Aquatic Life hybrid fixture, it won't work with the open bracket. And what you can do, you can use the universal bracket and invert the bracket and put a screw. Western Finger is not going to block the USB-C port. I don't know if Aquatic Life are going to make a new bracket. We'll see in the future. So the other difference I also noticed is the number of LED. I think the 360X, if I count correctly, have 3 more LED. But now you have also the red and green, and especially the violet. The violet is important because the coral use that spectrum way more than the green and the red. Something I noticed also is that you don't have anymore the blue Windex color from the A360WE. They tweak a little bit more the blue, so now it's more natural, it's more blue clear. It look way more better than before. One of the biggest feature that the light have is the extension coverage that it have compared to the WE. So now you have like 130-ish degrees, which is way more higher than the previous one. And the color blending is much better, and the power reading is also more even spread into the aquarium. So I think this is one of the features that will have the biggest impact into the aquarium. Another improvement they did is the ventilation. Now it's more on the side, and they made the hole a little bit bigger also. So before, with the WE version, you had the dust accumulate on the top and into the fan directly. So by having the ventilation on the side only, it prevents the dust accumulation, which for long term will be really beneficial for everyone, so you don't have to clean every time or worry about the sound of the fan. Another cool feature is the printed board circuit is now waterproof. So that means if you splash some water on the light will be protected from the water. The light itself is not waterproof, but it's a big protection for the light. So I'm very pleased to see this kind of little detail also. Now please note that the video is being recorded in December 2018, so we don't have all the gadget like the dongle or like the puck for the light. So when I receive that, I will make a more bigger, deeper difference between those two lights, because I think I need all the tools to have a really better understanding of what the Kessil A360X Tuna Blue can deliver. Alright, so now the battle that we were waiting for, the Radion XR15W Gen 4 versus the Kessil A360X Tuna Blue. So what are the difference between those two lights? So it just happened that one of my local fish store of Montreal, Reef Solution, he is currently setting up some new aquarium for frags. So you have on one side the XR15W Radion Gen 4, and on the other side he now have the Kessil A360X Tuna Blue. And during the testing we had a lot of conversation between the power value, between the shadow, the clarity, the brightness, the color overall of the cowl. The pop between those two lights are now pretty similar. If you like the pop color of the XR15W Gen 4 color, you will love the A360X color pop also. They're very close in terms of pop color. Now for the contrast, it seemed to be a little bit better for the Kessil. And on the Radion, you have this little disco effect, but you can buy the diffuser for this. Now for the power value, we ran some tests. We noticed that the Radion was more powerful, but the coverage was different. With the Radion, you have a more hot spot. So if you're crossing the Radion, you will notice that the power value are extremely high. Compared to the Kessil, the coverage is more even through the aquarium. The Kessil was less powerful in terms of power, but it has a more even coverage all through the aquarium. Alright, so what I think about the new Kessil A360 Tuna Blue, my first impression honestly is very positive. I like pretty much everything about it. I like all the detail, the thing they do to make sure that it's high quality. So I'm very pleased with that. I will do a full review of this new light, but it's gonna be in a couple months. In meanwhile, I will try to create some graphics, some stuff, some research. I have to ask a bunch of questions to a lot of people. So I know I didn't release a video in the last 3 months because I'm busy and I'm creating something very time consuming, but it's gonna be very good for 2019. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.